If you want to be more efficient and effective while running your business with more inner peace, then working on the core of your issues instead of putting on a band-aid is vital. Welcome to the Business Brain Podcast.
I'm your host, Esty Rapport, and here to help you improve your 28 cognitive functions, the 28 things that make up thinking. In each episode, we'll discuss a real-life challenge, why you might be struggling with it, and give you practical strategies so all areas of your life will improve.
Michaela was owner of a boutique flower shop that specialized in small, intimate events. While she absolutely loved her work, Michaela kept on finding urgent tasks popping up, making her feel like they had to get done now. This meant all the tasks she planned for the day weren't really done, and they were causing lots of last-minute pressure and many late nights. If you're experiencing something similar, I'm here to tell you, you do not have to struggle forever. In this episode 483 of the Business Brain Podcast, I'm going to share with you the exact steps of what you can do to have your own transformation. But first, which one of your thinking skills is the strongest? Which ones need some help? Find out by taking a thinking skills assessment at lifepicksuniversity.com/CF. It's lifepicksuniversity.com/CF. While you are doing any task, you, without even realizing it, are using your 28 thinking skills. When the thinking skills you need to use are strong, doing the task happens easily. When the thinking skills you need to use is weak, doing the task will be a challenge. The struggle that Michaela had came from a weak thinking skill of perseverance. Often when we want to give up, it's because it's hard for our brain. So really, it's a sign of another weak thinking skill. Yes, we want to use this as an opportunity to work on our other weak thinking skills, but it doesn't mean that right now we shouldn't use our thinking skill of perseverance. So we have that short term right now, we need to improve perseverance. Also, there's another thinking skill that we need to improve. Here are 4 ways that we help Michaela build her perseverance. Number 1, no negotiation. Often we make a plan or tells ourselves we're going to do something, and then when the time comes, we start negotiating or replanning or refiguring out what we're going to do. Best is to simply not think. Yup, you heard that right. Don't think about whether you should or you shouldn't. You already did all that work beforehand when you planned your day, when you planned what you're going to do. Now just go and do it. Number 2, recognize that whenever we find something more important to do, that's in quotes, it's more often than not because the planned task is a challenge for our brain. We're looking for a way to escape out of this challenge. Simply being aware may help you stay on track. And you're like, hey, I know that looks more urgent, but I know that my brain is telling me it's more urgent simply because it doesn't want to do this planned task. Number 3, when something urgent does come up, instead of doing it, plan out when you are going to do it, because some of the stuff may really be urgent or just important and they need to happen. So as possible, instead of doing it right now, use that moment to be like, okay, I'm going to do this later at 2:00, or I'm going to do this tomorrow, or find a time when it makes more sense for you to do it, but you're still doing the important task that you planned for yourself to do right now. Now, please don't do this when you need to rush to the hospital. Thanks. Use your brain. Number 4, if your day is super planned, make sure to put in some white space. This can either be time for you to chill, because if you're planning your whole day from morning to night, you need some time to just breathe, or it's time for you to catch up in case things don't go as planned, because you don't need me to tell you that life doesn't always go as planned. So when you have that white space and you have much more room to play with. While perseverance is a thinking skill of itself, not wanting to persevere is often a sign of another weak thinking skill. So whenever you're finding yourself not wanting to persevere, take that time to also think about what part of this task is a challenge and what thinking skill is it related to help you build your perseverance. Wanting to try one of these 4 things. Number 1, the no negotiation rule. You plan something, you don't negotiate yourself, you go and do it. Number 2, understand that whenever you're not persevering, it's because it's a challenge for your brain and you don't want to do it. Have that awareness so that way you can persevere through. Number 3, whenever an urgent task comes up, plan it out to do it sometime in the future. And number 4, add white space to your calendar. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye for now.
That's all for this episode of the Business Brain Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please share it with 2 of your business friends so they too can gain from it, and you'll be helping us reach our goal of 1 million downloads by the end of 2025. Cheers to peak brain performance.